welcome to the channel. My name's Authy. Today we are talking about my Fallout 4 experience. And it comes with a little bit of cosplay. So let's see, I got some really cool things here. I've got my weapon, which you'll see later in pictures that I'll share here of the cosplay in full effect. I've got my Pip-Boy, and I have my lunchbox and down there, and my red bandana and some leather stuff that I put on too during cosplay. But right now I wanted to talk to you guys about how I felt going through the game. And I'm going to start off right in the very beginning. I was watching the series, and that's kind of what jump-started me into making this whole playthrough for Fallout 4. I absolutely love gaming, but I mentioned in some of my previous videos that I come from a lot of open world games, not necessarily games that guide you in a story. And so this was my first time doing that. And I have never before this game been connected to a character before. And I didn't get really close to a character until probably like episode 5, I want to say. I started to feel like Piper was kind of like my BFF, and I wanted to take her with me wherever I went. And then when I got to the Institute and I met Sean, and although he was older and father, still had that like connection of, well, this is my son, so I kind of want to follow down the path of what this is going to offer. So starting from the very beginning, when I first started playing this game, for some reason I had it in my head that I was going to start off in like vault life. So basically like the first few episodes would be like, I'm hanging out in the vault and what's it like to live down here? And I have no idea why I thought that, but I did. So during my first like whole playthrough, when I was like, that guy sold me the vault, and I'm like, sure. And then bam, I was like, the timing on that thing was crazy. And I ran up with my husband and my baby. And when I started the game, I didn't even know that I was going to have a husband or a baby or any of those things. So I was kind of thrown into this life, and then it was instantly ripped away from me. And that was absolutely shocking that my character had to go through that right in the very beginning. And then after I woke up, I'm like going through this vault, and there's these like disgusting creatures, and I feel like I must be the only one that's alive, and it was super creepy, and I do not do good with creepy games. And by the time I got out of the vault, I remember like getting to that settlement and feeling like, wow, there's people here. I'm like really excited. Maybe like this will be like a path, and I think it is for a lot of people, where they're like, okay, this is where we do a lot of crafting, and we like hop in and we build like houses and build this whole community. And that sounds like it'd be really fun, and I could see how you could get really connected to that group of people. But for me and my playthrough, when I landed there, I wasn't exactly sure what was going on, and I know that the one guy had mentioned some kind of power suit, but I was like, I couldn't follow the map at that point very well. So I was kind of stuck on like, I don't know where this power suit is. And so I left the building, and I got attacked by Deathclaw. That was horrifying. I had no idea there was going to be like that kind of creatures in the game or anything. So I'm going to play the short here. They're asking too much of me. I just got here. I just woke up from the vault like 1 minute ago, and now they want me to kill this thing? How is it even possible? Oh, his name is Deathclaw. Oh my gosh, Deathclaw. Oh, I don't think we're gonna make it. I don't think we're gonna make it. Okay. I have like one shot left, and then I have to kill it with my pistol. No. We'll just reload this real quick. We're fine. We're fine. Oh my gosh. There is zero chance. There is zero chance I can kill this. That's a car. Oh my gosh. So yeah, in that short, you can see how I was attacked by Deathclaw, and I was going like, what is going on here? Like, I've been out of the vault for all of like 3 hours, and they want me to kill this thing. But after I got my bearings and I went back in and I found the power suit, I was like, okay. And I went back out there and I was able to take Deathclaw out pretty easily. At that point, I thought that we were going to move as a group, and but then they were like, hey, why don't you go to Diamond City? So I was kind of torn on what to do there, and I ended up leaving to go to Diamond City. My first action was I didn't know what my character was supposed to be, so I had found this trader that was like walking, and she had so I found this trader, and she was walking with some kind of like two-headed bull. Maybe her name was Claire. I kind of don't remember. I think it was Claire. Or Clara. But I was kind of mean to her. And I decided to try to steal her money because I'm in this wasteland. Like I said, I don't know if I'm supposed to be good or bad. So I was kind of just being chaotic neutral. And so after I did that, she would not sell to me for the rest of the game. So that kind of hindered my relationship with her to have like a solid person to trade with. I advise you not to do that. And my chat told me, thank you for letting me know that. I did not go back and reset though, because I'm the type of person that if I do something, I'm going to live with the consequences, and we're going to get through this whole thing with the choices that I made. I'm a D&D player, side note. So I like to go into things. Like I like my characters to have flaws, and I kind of feel like some of my decisions automatically make my characters have flaws. So yeah, I tend to do that naturally in these types of games. So after I made it to Diamond City, it took me a little bit to try to figure out how to get in. Like for some reason, I didn't know that you had to like listen to people or talk to people, because that's not the type of games that I played before. Basically, when you go to an area and the types of games I play, it's just like figure out the way to get in and go really fast. And so this game kind of taught me to slow down a little bit and listen to what's going on around me. So actually, it was chat again that helped me. They had mentioned maybe like walk up to Piper and listen to her. So I did. I walked up to the front and I listened to her, and she got me in. And that was when there was like a little bit of dialogue there with the mayor, and I was starting to feel like the friction that they had. And then we went inside and I got to like meet her sister and get to know more about Piper and more about Diamond City. And I ended up kind of falling in love with that little city. If I was going to set up shop, I would go in between that and the Institute, honestly. So like Diamond City I kind of picture now, that I kind of picture Piper and I going back and forth. Like she won't go to the Institute with me because she can't, because I'm the only one that can teleport apparently. So I have the device on my pip, but I see myself in an apartment there, and I spend a lot of my days there. So her and I can like go and clean up the wasteland together, and BFFs in this little town. And then I will go back to the Institute when I want to shower and use a clean bathroom, basic necessities that I have grown to love. So yeah, then after Piper and I would go on adventures. Well, actually, when I went to town, I got to know Piper, but then I went and met Valentine's secretary, and she sent me off to go and find Valentine. So after I found Valentine, I actually took Valentine on my first quest with I took him and my dog on one of the first quests out deeper into the wasteland. And it was good to get to know Valentine. It was good to see that whole side, the synth side of things. He had a fun sense of humor. My dog was amazing. But my heart was with Piper. I really felt like her and I had good synergy, and I liked her style. I liked how she got kind of irritated. I just liked her vibe. So after went back, and I ended up bringing Piper with me for the next few missions, and we ended up going and siding with Brotherhood when I had to make that decision on who to decide who to work with. And I thought that was really interesting too. Like, there was a part of me that really liked the Brotherhood, and I could see how going down that path could be very fun in itself. I also like the Railroad as well. The only thing about the Railroad was she was kind of mean. I don't know. Like, she was very much not welcoming. Not that they needed to be welcoming, but I felt like the Brotherhood was more welcoming. Even though they were strict, they were more welcoming. And I felt like the Railroad just gave off this vibe of like, we don't trust you. Like, we hate you. You know, we don't want you here. Like, it was just that instant vibe. But then they were the ones that really loved, like, to help the synths. And I feel like it could have been better. Sorry, my screen keeps shutting off and I don't know why. So hopefully it doesn't make the actual recording black. I don't see how it could, but you'll see me like shake my hand and then like it'll probably change colors. But anyway, I don't like since they liked the synth so much, I kind of feel like if their group was just kinder and more welcoming, I might have actually went with them, because I can see why that would be the better choice in a lot of ways. So there was a part of me that was like, if it was just a different group of people, I might have actually went down a totally different path of Fallout 4. But the really thing that did draw me in was I needed to know more about my son, because that was like the whole thing about this game, was that I had the son and now he's older. So that kind of really made the decision in the end. But anyway, during that part, when I was trying to decide Brotherhood or Railroad, or I think actually we probably could have gone with like Preston and his gang. Not 100% sure, but it's possible we could have. But we ended up going with the Brotherhood, which was amazing because I really wanted to get up into that ship. And so I got to see that, and that was awesome. So after we made the teleport and I went into the Institute, I kind of felt like what Father did in the beginning was extremely mean. Like, he just does not understand what a mother-son relationship should be. And of course, I can understand that because he was taken from me when he was a baby, and then he was raised by I don't even know who. And like, so he just is kind of messed up in his own way. But like, there's got to be a book or something that he could have read because he was like, he started off with a young Sean in a cage, and I was trying to get him out, and that was traumatic in itself. And then he comes in and he's older. He's like, oh yeah, well, sorry, that didn't really go as planned. Like, they're not working as good as they should work or whatever. So that was like a system shock that he was so much older. And then he would send me, and then it was a shock that he was the one that like let me out of the vault. Like, he could have like sent someone there to be like, hey, Mom, what's up? Let's hang out for the day and get to know each other. But instead he set me free to see if I would survive. So that wasn't great behavior on his part, but still, like, I still felt like a bond to him because I felt like he was learning like who he was and how to be a son. And I'm like probably projecting like a lot of emotion onto a character that's not really there, but that's kind of, I think, that what these games are all about. At least that's what I do in them. I don't know what everyone else does, but so far I have only got this one, and that's what I was doing. So when he would send me on these missions, I would be like, is he really sending me on another mission? Like, could we just like have some lunch and maybe go someplace and chat and let me hear about your childhood instead of like sending me on this mission to take out this person and take out that person? But as far as the game goes and the gameplay and the movement of the story, I feel like it was good and it was fun and I had a really good time. At the end there, when I was like, okay, I feel like we're coming to an end to this. At least we're going to have like our time that we can like hang out, and you, Piper, and I can like hang out, and it could be a lot of fun, and maybe like we'll go live in the Wasteland happily ever after. But that is not what happened. He mentioned that he was sick and he wasn't going to make it. And that was like a knife to the heart. Like, that was horrible. I felt so bad after that because I was like, one of the main reasons I went down this path was because we were going to be able to spend time together and it was going to be this mother and son thing. But Then that happened, and I didn't get along with Ellie at all there. Like that one mission, if you guys saw it, she was like, oh my gosh, we got in a fight to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to take you. And she's like, fine, I won't go. You go by yourself. And then I went up there by myself, and I couldn't bring Piper with me for some reason. So I had to do this mission. It was one of the big ones too. I had to get the reactor, and I had to like go all by myself. It was crazy. Yeah. So that happened. But at the end there, when I had to go through those last scenes with Father, those were very rough actually. Like, yeah. But let's back up a little bit, because what I do want to do is I did share the Deathclaw video, the Deathclaw short, and I also want to share a short from me trying to get the reactor, where I was just talking about with Allie, how Allie had sent me by myself to do this thing. So here is a short, possibly 2 shorts, of me attempting to get the reactor and the chaos that ensued while I was trying to do this. Okay. Let me go! Let me go! Ouch! Let me go! Let me go! Let me go! This isn't where I have to go. Where the heck is the room I've got to go into? Oh, is that it? Ah! Oh my gosh. Jeez. Let me. I have no more stim packs. And here's the second one. Intruder. Oh, how do I do this? 6. Oh! Oh my gosh! No! F5. So you can see that it was kind of crazy and so chaotic, and it was so fun though. It was almost like a puzzle, even though it wasn't supposed to be. Like, there was a time in there where I was like, there's no way I'm getting out of this. There's no way. So like, I had to start thinking about how can I close that door and get out, and it wouldn't let me out the elevator. So I'm like, okay, but first I can shut them off, but then I can't kill them because there was no like bar telling me like how close to dead they were. So I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know exactly what happened. Like, I went over to it and I'm like, okay, the gun isn't doing anything, so I'm just going to start smacking it because it's a machine. So maybe if I smack it a couple times, it'll blow up. And it did. And you can see in this video here, this short. Oh my gosh. We did it. I didn't see a health bar on there, so I didn't know. Oh, wow. Yay. I did not think we were going to get out of that situation. That is crazy. That it did blow up. So after I made it through all of that, came to the end that I was talking about earlier, and that was hard. Like, it was hard for so many reasons. The main reason was the actual reason of like, it was like a week ago, I'm hanging out with my baby and my husband, or 2 weeks ago, however long it's supposed to be. But it felt like I didn't sleep in the game. So it was like a very short week of me going from like learning that a nuke happened and I was frozen and I had to kill all these monsters, and like, here's my son, but he's older now and now he's dead. Like, there were so many like emotions with all of that, and then on top of that, like, it was my first playthrough, so I had these emotions of, wow, this is the end. Like, I had grown so close to these characters, and now I have to say, I don't have to say bye to them, but for this particular like project, for this particular YouTube video stuff that I'm doing, I do have to say bye to them. I feel like I'm going to be drawn back in, and I'll probably do another Fallout playthrough. I don't know if it's going to be Fallout 4 or if it's going to be, you know, maybe they'll come up with a new one, or I hear a lot of good things about Vegas, so I might try that one. But for now, anyway, those emotions that came were strong and real, and that was hard for me in a few ways, the ones that I mentioned. Plus, on top of that, if you guys have ever seen me stream, I did live streaming for 2 years, mainly a game called Star Citizen, but I am way more happy and uppity and like, let's go have fun and cause some chaos type of person. So to have like these emotions be drawn out of me was challenging, especially on camera, because I don't show that emotion on camera. I don't show sadness on camera. I don't show connection necessarily on camera like that. So those are like some emotions that I was feeling, and I couldn't not feel them. So that was like a whole, and I get now, I always wondered why these videos are called reaction videos and like reaction walkthroughs. I'm always like, well, you're just kind of playing a game, so I don't get the reaction. But now that I've gone through it and I felt it, like I get it. Like I totally get it. Like the reactions are real. At least from my part, they're real. That was very intense. But I have to say, overall, it was a really good game. And I played some Starfield before this, like last year. So I had a tiny bit of experience with Bethesda games, and I liked this one. I did. I would mark it right now as one of my top 5 favorite games. It's an amazing story. It's got good characters. It's an older game, and the fact that it's holding up this well and people are still playing it is absolutely amazing. So there's so many positive things about it. That's Fallout 4. And I'm very excited to continue to do these videos with you guys. Yeah, I have, so what I had decided, this is my first exit video. So I kind of like cosplay a little bit. Like I haven't really dove into cosplay before, just a D&D a little bit. So it was kind of fun to do pictures, which by the way, before I go into my like goodbye spiel, let me show you some of the pictures that I have here. I don't know how I'm going to do this because I'm editing them in. So like, I don't know if they're going to be my hands or if I'm going to like make the screen go away. But yeah, hopefully I cut this part out, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave it because this is me learning how to edit videos too, because I actually learned that this summer. That was my cosplay. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I only did like a little bit of cosplay with the D&D, so I never really dove in and did any other kind of cosplay. Okay, I did do Daphne. What, you can see that on Instagram. I did dress up as Daphne and a scary rabbit for Easter. But other than that, I don't really do a lot of cosplay. But this was cute. This outfit was actually, I kind of like it. And Halloween's right around the corner, so I might actually just wear it for Halloween. Oh yeah, I kind of wanted to do this thing where I had like the pip up and I was like, oh, beep, boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna watch right here. You can see my pictures. See them? Go this way and there's the pictures. And they'll come up in some weird thing. Maybe. They're my pictures. Yeah, so I did love Fallout 4. And moving forward, the next playthrough that's going to be on my list after I finish up Star Wars Outlaws is going to be Mass Effect, the trilogy. Yeah, yep, I did buy it. I don't know anything about it. The reason I'm picking it is because I've had 3 people suggest it to me, and I haven't really had any other game suggested to me. Like Outlaws, I love Star Wars, and I love Han Solo. So when Outlaws came out, like I have to play it. Like it. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about it because it's not super popular in a lot of ways, but for me, I love the idea of that game, and I'm having fun in it. So it's good. It's a good game. But yeah, the next one after Star Wars Outlaws is Mass Effect. Mass Effect. Yeah, I think that it's just Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. So obviously I'm gonna start with 1 and then we'll go from there. So I'm hoping to start it in December. If things line up properly, then I should be able to start it in December. If not, it will be January, but fingers crossed it's December. And I will keep you guys updated in the community section. And yeah, so thanks so much for being there through my whole Fallout 4 adventure, my first playthrough adventure. I appreciate it, and hope to see you guys at in the next view. Hope to see you guys Star Wars and Mass Effect. If you have any questions or comments or anything, put them below, and yeah, hope to see you guys around and chat. Thanks so much for listening and for hanging out with me while I go through these videos. So far, I'm having an amazing time learning this new skill with editing and making these videos. So hope to see you guys around. Bye.